about Alabama's landscape. I watched one particular show on that over the weekend, and it hit me between the eyes again. We are losing our precious Alabama landscape and our
Right.
environmental natural traditions. And that is a little bit disconcerting.
Well, you know, I coined a term many decades ago now, speaking to the Chamber of Commerce group, I think.
I think so.
And the term phrase was, as the landscape goes, so goes your lifestyle.
Oh.
And people would scratch their head and say, what are you talking about? And I say, well, go spend 2 weeks in LA and you'll find out what I'm talking about.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
I've been out there. Yes, I know what
you
you're
don't have
talking
to
about.
go that far now.
You don't have to be there for
Go
2
over-
weeks
go
either.
over to Atlanta,
That's right.
A few closer places.
That's right.
But you raise a good point, Johnny. It's not just, oh, we lost our pretty stream or trees. It really, speaking of screen time and the preoccupation with that,
Right.
all these things affect somebody's perception, their mentality. And when youngsters, that's all they know, we're raising a whole different kind of crop. And,
We definitely are. You know, they're not the ones who are being ordered outside, go outside and play until dinner time, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen
I'm
anymore, I
afraid
don't
them days are gone. We just did a show entitled Alabama's Quadricentennial because, you know, a few years back, we celebrated Alabama's bicentennial. And you'll love this as past head of the chamber, which you did a superb job at, I must say, because those years we were discussing and arguing, I was always impressed.
Love it.
Your leadership. But when we had Alabama's bicentennial, I, as a TV guy, we were winning Emmys. So, you know,
Yeah.
I was getting invited to come be on the stage with some of the politicos and the dignitaries. And I was shocked by so many of them who were just applauding. Now poised. They didn't all say this, but in essence, we're poised to catch up with Atlanta. Kind of growth we can get. And I was thinking the way the world is changing, and I mean, there are parts of the world losing population, but I mean, the growth trend is towards the south.
Yeah.
And 200 years, what would Alabama be? And that's what the show is. It's a lot about losing my land.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've done since I retired, Doug, is I'm a back road driver. I go all over the country and I get on back roads and without a plan, and I just drive and see what you can see. And I'm telling you, if you have not driven the back roads of Alabama, you don't appreciate what we've got. And I do.
You know, there was a gentleman on some show trying to explain that New Jersey was not the urban mess that everybody thinks. And he said, we got plenty of countryside. He said, I can get up in the morning and drive 15 minutes before I come to a traffic light. And I'm thinking, you can drive 2 hours in parts of Alabama.
I can never see one, but
They've lost their perspective of what rural is.
yeah. And that's a good point. And rural sometimes has the wrong connotations.
I agree.
And it looks like poverty, and there's a lot of poverty in Alabama. But
Well, can I insert a strong complaint? I've had
absolutely
for a long
can.
time?
That's the reason you're here.
Some of the same dignitaries, officials have come from other places. I won't slam that, but even some who are here are buying into this idea that our backcountry makes us backwards.
Yeah,
And it's a subtle perception, but they think ruralness is ugliness.
and that's not true.
It's absolutely not.
Matter of fact, I've been involved in workforce development for a long, long time, and those young people growing up in rural Alabama have the best work ethic. They always do.
And more, right? Yeah.
And they work hard, and they believe in this state.
Right.
And that's qualities that we certainly don't want to lose.
Right.
We're going to come back in just a minute. Miss Lisa is reminding me it's
Yeah.
break time.
Yeah, and before we go, I'd like to make a pitch for you. You're talking about back roads driving in rural Alabama. I think it's therapy. a lot of people don't think about that, but it can be very calming. You just need
Oh,
to clear your
very.
head. And Doug, I don't know if you remember that show that Charles Kuralt had, and I can't remember the exact. He was in the camper, and that line. And I would think about that when I'm driving on the back roads in Alabama. Wonder what's around the bend.
That's right.
Guys, you've been listening to the noon show on Catfish 100.1. Don't go away. We will be here right back. That's one of my all-time favorite lines.
Yeah.
And I would think that, wonder what's around the bend. I would say, oh, look, there's another road. Oh, there's another road. There's another way to go. You just don't know what you're missing, You can't go down all of the back roads, but I do. I think it's therapy. Like,
There's nothing.
just breathe
like,
and just kind of get away from it.
I'm now in 49 states. Only Alaska's left.
But I have, I was a Girl Scout, so I have done some hiking and some, not anything like you do, obviously, but
And I still think, I don't know if we want to talk. They're really two Alabamas still. If you really think about it.
it's an interesting
There's the
concept.
Huntsvilles and the Mobiles and the Tuscaloosas.
True. I agree.
Political divide too.
Oh, big
Although
time.
Mobile is becoming but historically, it was the industrial. They were considered liberals, by the way back. And everybody in the agrarian half of the state was considered the conservatives. It's kind of flipped.
Kind of crazy. Welcome back to the Noon Show
Yeah,
right
welcome
here
back,
on
guys.
FM 100.1. We're so glad you're with us today. I'm especially excited and enjoying our friend Dr. Doug Phillips, the creator, the host, executive producer
Me
of
too.
the Emmy Award
What an
winning
honor that you're
Discovery.
here, Doug. I'm just excited that you're here.
Discovering Alabama. And folks, if you have not seen an episode, you're
missing out.
You're missing a treat.
You are missing out.
And I'll have to say, and Doug will probably fall out of his chair.
Be careful. Put your seatbelt on, Doug.
But I have really since, actually before I even retired, I was starting to mellow a lot about some things. And today, I would probably be most often found on the Alabama landscape environmental side on a lot of issues now.
Well, I was impressed that you're constantly trying to find innovative economic development ways that would be sensible for our wonderful community. And I'll have to tell you this, in those early days, I might have butted heads with a few people. Almost all the folks have become strong, caring people for the quality of life we've got.
And the livability is still the number one reason most decisions are made by an economic development, whether people want to admit it. And that is always the infrastructure and all of that stuff. But when it comes right down to it, the livability of community is what sells now. And I sometimes drive around Tuscaloosa and I still get a little sad at some of the junk and some of the clutter that we don't really have to do. I mean, we can take care, we can put in more, and we're doing a great job with parks in our community. I think we're doing a whole lot better with those kind of things. But I mean, out in just a few miles from us, as you call it, the Alabama landscape is absolutely precious. It's gorgeous.
It is. It's gorgeous.
And it's just, sometimes I wish I had a little 30-acre place sometime down.
Well, all that
Down
land
south.
is actually what supports the ecology.
That's right.
I mean, the wildlife, the cleaner air, the opportunity for clean water, and the natural diversity of the state, which is greater than just about any other state.
Yeah, I want to come back and talk about that in just a second,
that.
because that leads me into one of our commercials that we need to thank one of our wonderful sponsors. It just seems like perfect.
Guess what? I've already got my appointments for today.
Mine too. Purify You is one of our great friends, great sponsors. Purify You is at 500 Town Center Boulevard, right over in north of the river in Tuscaloosa. And let me tell you, they've got natural therapies that absolutely make a difference.
They do.
Red light and salt therapy, infrared, massage chair.
That's Johnny's favorite, by the way, Doug.
But anyway, and they've got this wonderful line of natural-based nutrients and supplements, all designed to make us feel our best.
Yes.
And we love those folks over there. Dr. Brenda Branch and her team are just absolutely so hospitable, so friendly, and so professional because they know how to help each one of us feel our best. And so you need to go check them out. And easy way to do it is go to their great website, purifyu.com. It's purify with a big capital U.com. Tell them Lisa and Johnny sent you
Yeah.
and learn from them just how to feel your very, very best. Stay healthy, the natural way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Doug, coming back to you, because I don't want to lose the thought that you just started. Let's remind our audience and our listeners just how biodiverse we really are, because our state is really unique among all the states, being one of the most diverse, I guess, in the world.
For sure. You think about the coast all the way up to the northern part of the state. It's a lot.
Yeah, well, you can get any number of Discovering Alabama programs, and
That's right.
we'll present that in some detail. But yeah, add it all up. More forest than any other state, except well, Oregon and some in Georgia argue with us. More water, more aquatic diversity than any other state,
That's right.
and greater geological diversity than any other region. California argues with us, but they're a big state. And when you add the flora and the fauna, the animals and the plants, you add it all up. World-leading scientists. We all know E.O. Wilson from,
Oh, yeah,
the
sure.
famous guru of ecology at Harvard. He's begun saying Alabama is one of the most naturally rich, diverse places on the planet.
That's right.
Duh.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what's at stake if we just want to catch up with it.
Yes.
So to speak.
and I would
Makes sense.
remind everybody, do what I did. I did a little binge watching of Discovering Alabama this past weekend. You can go on YouTube, you can watch everything. And I watched one on the biodiversity of several parts of our state. One of the ones that got my attention, which I really enjoyed, was, and I don't remember which one it was, but it divided the state into 3 areas: pre-dinosaurs, dinosaurs, and post-dinosaurs. And
Wow.
you would not
I gotta
believe
find that one.
the dinosaur history of Alabama.
Good
It's
grief.
amazing.
Yeah, we're not known for our abundance of Tyrannosaurus rex,
No,
but the fossil richness
gosh.
is comparable to many parts of the nation. It sure is.
yeah, and you also in several of these shows talk about, you drive along and you see this cutaway of a mountain, maybe a highway's going through somewhere, or you see a rock wall. Through your show, we've all learned how we can read our history just by the fossils and the rock formations.
Well, thank you very much. And
That's true.
I mean, any way you can get people to slow down and notice,
Yeah,
they're going to be awed by nature, by the natural wonder. The challenge is getting them to slow down and notice.
I
yeah.
can see that. I can see that with the pace of today's life, modern living, and all of that.
Yeah, I'm bothered by it. Well, I guess I'm old enough now. I'll just have to start letting go of my frets. But once we got big into streaming and all those screen stuff
technology
and
stuff.
even the YouTube stuff, people's attention spans just kind of went.
Kind of
Yeah,
short.
we had 1 million plus home viewers that would watch the entire Discovering Alabama programs. And now we look at the data they watch bits of it, because they're going to something else real quick.
Well,
I feel much better.
I think TikTok has had a big influence on that because of the video shorts. And then I've noticed I'm new to the YouTube world, and our producer could speak to this. I can tell you, I put a specific video up there, and it almost no views. I cut it down to a short, and it blew up. I mean, it's incredible, Doug. You're not kidding. It's short attention span theater these days, which makes television, it just makes it harder for television to compete.
I have to raise the serious question: where's that going to lead our culture, our intellectual?
That's right.
Well, don't get me started.
well, are you seeing any trends at all where, especially our young folks, are starting to pay attention to our landscape and our environment?
Well, we do have more environmental science kind of attention in schools. So kids today are able to spell environment, or at least recognize the word, where maybe that wasn't the case so much. But I have this nightmare where they're all very knowledgeable with the word ecology and environment as they watch the last plot of rare species be bulldozed away for the thing they really want, which is another place to buy the latest fashion or the latest phone.
The latest technology, yeah. But again, and I do want our audience to know that Discovering Alabama, while I think it's a treasure. I think it's an Alabama treasure, like you are. But
I agree.
I'm not sure how many folks understand through your leadership and your team's efforts with Discovering Alabama, you're in every classroom in some way across this state.
We are in classrooms of every school system in the state.
Yeah.
You should be.
And well, thank you. I adamantly agree with you.
It's so, I said it earlier, it's so academic, and I love that.
I hear from teachers, they have to finagle a bit to get kids to actually sit and watch a complete show, but once the light bulb comes on for them, I hear from teachers say it's the only thing they will sit quietly for in the day because the rest of their life is so hectic. But I love those teachers for what they're trying to do, and the rest of my crew, I gotta applaud them. I mean, Emmys is for real for us, and they work hard, and I appreciate them, and I'm glad that group of teachers back in the day encouraged the show.
I actually remember when you started the educational classroom work.
Yeah,
I remember that
because I remember
we talked about it. But one of the things that I'm not sure everybody understands, in the classroom, you were creative enough to link it to a lot of different subject matter. You know, whether it was science or math or biology or what it was, you were able to link it together because it's a common thread.
Let me tell you, all the primary subjects can be taught through hands-on investigations of the natural world. That's how most of them got started.
Yeah.
You know, and Discovering Alabama and that little group of teachers that we talked this through, we've deliberately combined many of the great principles of good learning, good education. First of all, locally relevant.
Yes.
You know, and second, hands-on discovery.
Yeah.
We do teacher guides that get them out of the classroom to do the hands-on, but it's active discovery, locally relevant, and what you said, interdisciplinary.
Yeah.
Because you can integrate so many subjects around the nature thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember that there was a school right here in Tuscaloosa County that you started with. I'm not remembering which one it was.
Yeah, we've worked in several.
Of the
but Woodland
schools.
Forest actually became a Discovering Alabama model school. They revamped their curriculum.
Yes.
We put in a Discovering Alabama theater room.
How cool!
How cool! Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
And their scores maybe weren't so great for a portion of, and the scores immediately went up.
Well, it makes it so much more real and relatable to the students when they're shown it that way. I mean, because you're showing them, right? It's not exactly hands-on for them, but they're seeing you do it in a hands-on kind of a way, and they're learning.
Yeah, I would hope, as I suspect you do, you know, there is an increasing emphasis on STEM. And around here, we focus on that a lot. And that, to me, gives a new opportunity, perhaps, to insert our natural landscape and habitat into our learning even more effectively.
It's a big opportunity. I hope we don't miss it.
I hope you don't.
Focusing instead on just technology and
through the school systems. And we are up against a break.
We are.
Up against a break, but
It's
we
going
will
too
be
quick
back.
for me.
Yeah, I know. Guys, you've been listening to the Noon Show on Catfish 100.1. Don't go away. We will be right back. I mean, there's probably any number of students who don't just get those opportunities, and they get to watch. That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's extremely important.
well, we don't have time to discuss everything, but part of the thing is we don't train teachers to do it. You know, that's the problem I run into. There's a handful of spark plug teachers who are ready and primed and want to do this, and the rest not interested. because they don't have any on me.
Make breakfast and wash away the night's rest.
We'll only have a few minutes. I want to get into a little bit
Major Maid vitamins
About-
are a simple step in that daily care regimen.
how do we preserve our natural heritage? How do we look ahead and what the future look like? Let's do that. That'd be a good concluding conversation. I really did. This is
I told Lisa,
delightful.
it's my honor.
We have fun doing it.
I can tell.
Yeah,
We do. Yeah, we do. We do
yeah,
have
we,
fun.
we have a great time
Like McGriff says, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.
doing something wrong.
May as well.
We seem to be
I like
doing
it.
it right.
Well, I got to say, it's amazing to watch someone follow their passion and be so successful at it too. I mean, gracious.
Yeah, this kind of
Straight talk, we get
happened.
It's got to be fulfilling and all the way, you know.
Hell, it's work.
Well, it is hard work.
but it, it's work. I mean, this is too.
I worked
but,
hard. I
yeah.
worked hard during my career, and I loved every minute of it. Even with the crap I had to put up with.
Does it really feel like work? I mean, maybe that's something to ask
When we
later. I know
started-
it's work,
Well,
but
let me put it to you this way. When we started the show, we were doing them real often, and I didn't have time. Technology, the script or anything. I just called up the camera guy, say, meet me at so-and-so, and I would outline what I thought we would do. We,
I'd like to talk about
It's
that.
kind of what we do around here.
But, I
they
mean,
were all ad-lib shows back in the day.
Ours are too.
Yeah, I know.
okay, we're back on Johnny.
Welcome back to the Noon Show right here on FM 100.1. We're so happy you're with us. Having a great time with our good friend, host, creator, executive producer of Discovering Alabama.
Emmy Award winner.
A great treasure for our entire state. And we'll get back to Doug Phillips in just a second. But before we do that, let's remind you that if you're looking for a way to put a smile on somebody's face today, we know what to do about that. And
That's
let's
right.
go see our good friends down at Hudson Pool Fine Jewelers.
Yes.
Family owned, been taking care of us for 40 years in this great community of ours. And Pooji and the team love to serve us, and they're so friendly. They'll greet you with a smile, but they have this wonderful ability to find the perfect gift for the perfect occasion. So,
Yeah.
they just know how to do it. And so if you're looking for a great gift for, I don't know, an anniversary, a birthday, maybe a baby's been born, or perhaps, I don't know, maybe you just need to say, I love you, or I appreciate you. Maybe you need to say, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
That's a possibility too,
It happens.
And but they have these just because gifts. They got a whole wall of them actually, and they got so many beautiful stuff. And don't forget, they've got that beautiful, bright Crimson Tide bling.
That's right.
All that beautiful Crimson Tide jewelry, and now's a good time to go buy that for somebody and put a smile on their face
It is.
and say "Roll Tide."
Roll Tide.
So anyway, go see our good friends right downtown, 1111 Greensboro Avenue. And if you're one of our wonderful out-of-town listeners, you can get the same great service, same great value, same great merchandise just by going to hudsonpool.com. Even if you're in town and you like to shop online, you don't need to go to one of those fly-by-night places. Go to hudsonpool.com. They'll even wrap it before they send it to you.
That's right.
So go see our friends at Hudson Pool. Tell them Lisa and Johnny sent you, and put a smile on somebody's face
Yes.
today.
Yes. If you're just now joining us, we have Dr. Doug Phillips from Discovering Alabama from Public Television. And I just, one little quick question. So we were kind of talking about, I'm watching you and you're talking, and obviously it appears to me you've been following your passion, and it's got to be very fulfilling. Do you ever retire from this?
I don't think so.
Why would you? What would you do?
Right.
Because I know it's work, but you don't dread it.
No, it is.
It's obvious- it is work. Oh, it's work.
It's an adventure every day.
Yeah.
It really is.
But we won't tell you all those.
Well, you're bringing out obviously your creative side and also the academic and. It's just got to be like Johnny said, an amazing adventure every day.
and Emmy-winning other awards, and we are a homegrown
That's
operation.
right.
We are at the University
The University of Alabama.
in the Alabama Museum of Natural History.
That's where we went looking for you.
That's where we found you.
And so a great operation, one of the earliest museums of natural history in the nation.
Yes.
And you want to come see the state fossil,
Yeah.
giant thing hanging
Oh,
from
yeah.
our ceiling.
It's amazing. It is a
Yeah,
sight to behold.
it's an amazing experience. It really is. And Discovering Alabama, I guess, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's the longest running show, I guess.
Okay, now it's time to brag.
In
Yeah,
APT?
at 40 years
Yeah.
plus a bit, we are now among the longest running TV shows in television.
That's
That's
incredible.
Me and Matt Dillon were just discussing that the other day.
And I love what you're saying off the air. You say, yeah, I'll just call my camera guy and say,
Yeah.
meet me so and so. I mean, you just get these inspirations.
The first years
So
of
it's gotta be
Discovering
incredible,
Alabama
yeah.
was ad lib. I didn't have time for anything else. We kinda
sounds
did
like
it on
the name show to me.
you had too much to cover, too much to do.
It was
accomplish.
and it got immediately popular. But then the teachers especially wanted it
Yeah.
to be sure we hit this part of the curriculum and this or that. I had to start scripting and making sure we got stuff.
Yeah, I get it. Well, it all grows and changes and
Yeah.
evolves.
And Doug,
like
before we
anything
get
else.
to the end of the hour, and it's gone way too quick, let me ask you somewhat of a serious question. And I think if any good citizen ought to be concerned, at least ought to be aware, what does the future look like? I mean, how do we preserve our natural heritage as a state?
That's a great
Because
question, Chuck.
it's so central to our livability and to just life in Alabama. How do we preserve it? Can we control our destiny?
Well, all of those are addressed in that show we did recently, titled Alabama Quadricentennial.
Yeah, I saw it.
In which, well, then you saw about 8 of the regions and nations' leading scientists were in there,
Yes.
making the point that if we lose the land, that's the new. We spent time trying to get up litter, and then there's all the water pollution. Much of that's been limited, but as the growth that's headed to the south continues over the next 200 years,
Mhm.
and now all this competition for water. Well, here we sit with it, and the accessible land for those
Right.
who want to develop. Here we sit with it. The cheaper quality of life. Here we sit with it. Less crime. Here we are. We are a sitting duck
Mm.
for the crowding world, and that's the thing that's going to have to be recognized, and we're going to have to do some long-term thinking about how to
Serious
protect,
thing.
I agree.
and back to your chamber days, as all my business friends seem to realize, in order to save what we really have that's so unique and abundant wilderness, we're going to have some new thinking and economic development.
Yes.
Some new kinds of economic improvement
Mhm.
that don't just invite the crowding world.
Yeah. Yeah. And to your point, and actually several of your shows had this common thread in it. Oftentimes says we've got to have everybody at the table. It's not an economic development issue. It's not just an environmental issue.
Yeah.
It's an Alabama
Yeah.
preserving our traditions kind of
It
issue.
goes back to recognizing we have a remarkable natural heritage.
We
in
really
this
do.
state. And that's where you and I used to talk about.
Mhm.
We need the 3E perspective.
Yes.
Economic.
Everywhere, actually.
You got to start putting together interdisciplinary, interagency
Yeah.
kinds of planning groups.
Yeah, and some oftentimes, you would know better than I am because I'm not as active as I used to be, but I don't see that happening often enough.
No.
And
And when it does, it's a separate kind of group that's trying to do it independently, and they get ignored. Right?
yeah, it has to be a comprehensive, integrated effort. And I don't know if I was going to suggest something to somebody, get out there and drive the back roads of Alabama. Just get out there and look and see
I like
what
that
we've
idea.
got. And how can we all preserve that precious natural heritage
Well,
that is Alabama?
You got a good point, except that sensible people like you will get that, but a lot of people drive the back roads. Remember we were talking about earlier, ugliness, ruralness is
Oh, yeah.
ugliness to a lot of people. You know,
Yeah.
they're not comfortable in that. They need their screen time and whatever.
Well,
you know.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. that's
Ugly to
for
me is
sure.
driving an interstate.
Oh God!
That
Well,
is,
that's
nice.
ugly.
Yeah.
listening to Teacher Guide to that Quadricentennial show.
Yeah.
I talk about the sneaky things that'll creep up on us.
Yeah.
You know, when you got that congressman who's pushing for that next interstate across this side of the state and that new 4-lane across that part of the state, and then how connected them all, those things just open up for sprawl. And look what happened. What is the county in Atlanta? The county south of it, anyway. In the 70s, I think it was predominantly rural. And it was a place that people went for escape, Lisa, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And just that quick, it has become totally urbanized.
Well, I can name a place. Go to Gainesville, Georgia, up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Beautiful part of Georgia. My son lives in Gainesville, and the traffic is awful,
Right.
and it's not pretty anymore.
Right.
And it's one of the most beautiful mountainous areas anywhere, and they're losing it.
I hate to speak against population because it sounds like
Well,
you know, but we have to face the reality that people are coming this way. And
That's right.
we can get overrun. And
yeah.
the show focuses on the next 200 years, but it could happen a whole lot quicker than that.
Well, your point of balance and your point of preserving our natural heritage and the 3 E's, there's no reason that economics, environment, and education cannot be integrated.
We're going to have to start
And work
thinking about
together.
it. Right, right. And
Well, Doug, our time is running out.
okay.
I can't wait till we
You
go
mean
to
I
two.
got to go back to work?
No, sir, you can stay with us and we'll do another show if you want.
Hang out with us, and we'll take a picture afterwards.
We're going to do, hopefully get to 2 hours soon. And, but I am just absolutely so grateful you took some time to come visit, because whether you like it or not, you're a hero to a lot of us.
You are.
You really are.
Well,
And,
I appreciate that. I'm glad you're still leading the charge. So
Well,
to
I don't know
speak.
if I'm leading the charge, but I've mellowed a lot. But I'm not sure I want to lead anything. But,
Bless you and Lisa for hanging in with good commentary.
well, thank you for
Thank you.
visiting with us. God bless you, my friend. Enjoy that next adventure in this wonderful, wonderful land of ours.
Amen.
Amen to that. And it was such an honor to meet you. Thank you so much for coming to the studio.
All right.
I told you this was going
I
to be
know.
fun.
I was excited about
Oh,
this.
it's
You know
just-
that.
Yeah, it's just was just an absolute pleasure. just a joy.
It's amazing.
Just a joy.
And I just want to make a quick announcement. So tomorrow we have Ashley Williams from Kentucky coming, and Doug, we've got somebody from the University of Alabama Museums. It's
Mhm.
Clay Nelson.
Yeah.
Okay, you may know him, Native American Festival.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of a working relationship with Moundville. I'll tell you that off the air. But it's already the end of the year. Can you believe how fast it went?
Oh man. Yeah.
It just goes so fast. It's just
It does.
incredible.
It's kind of like a Discovering Alabama show. It goes
Yes.
quick.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close us out. But before we go, don't forget to spay or neuter your furry friends and keep those tails wagging with up-to-date vaccinations. This is Lisa Jones signing off for the Noon Show. But before we go, I'd like to wish everyone a splendiferous rest of their day. See you on the radio tomorrow.